You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's R&B Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's R&B Divas After Show.
Cobain's back, yeah, Cobain's back. Got these crazy white boys yelling Cobain's back. Yeah, bitch, yeah.
We starting off cross.
That wasn't what we thought we were gonna start off with, but hey.
Yeah, you know.
Wow, well.
Turned down for what? What?
Right.
Man, you picked this song. After Buzz Jamming.
That is definitely the wrong Steeler song, but it's all good. Hey, what's up, everybody? You're tuned into AfterBuzz TV for R&B Diva Season 3 for Atlanta, Episode 6, titled No Good Deed Goes Unpunished. I'm your host, Bam Erickson, and I want to welcome my lovely guest.
Hello, what's up, everybody? I'm Taisha Monique.
And I am Alfred Nolan Thomas II.
And I'm Chloe Onyx. What's up, guys?
Pretty ladies in the building.
Yes, thank you guys for joining us. Louise can't be here.
Word, need some feminine energy.
Yeah.
Switching it up.
And so now let's just go right into it. So Latavia goes to the studio to talk to producer Jazzy Faye. Jazzy Faye kind of gave it to her in a nice way. Saying that your energy's telling me otherwise, that you're not into singing. He asked her how many songs did she write. She said she's been writing. Then he questioned her again. I have an opinion, but I'm gonna let you guys go.
My
in regards
thing
to
is, he said what the R&B diva should have said to her like weeks ago, as far as being able to. That's the first thing that I noticed. She doesn't have the eye of the tiger. It's like watching, UFC fighting, and you could tell somebody who doesn't want to fight, even compared to somebody who's trained and ready to go. I think, Jazzy Faye is a very respected producer. He's accomplished a lot, and he knows singers and working with groups and individual artists. I think he embodies a real strong and sense of opinion that she should adhere to, because this is what the industry's eyes see, I feel like.
I feel like he just kept it a buck with her, right? He just kept it 100. Yeah. Like, you've been writing? Yeah. What have you been writing? Nothing.
Exactly. So do you really want to do this? It's pretty much, he just gave it to a real talk. Like, I'm seeing something in you in the first, 10 minutes she sat down with him that, basically is depicting whether or not you should be going down this road. Because clearly your body language, her energy, her lack of enthusiasm kind of just gave him his reasoning for saying what he did. So.
He's a good friend for that. What do you think?
I think it was real.
Well, what was she going to the studio to see Jazzy Faye for was the thing, because she was like, I came here and I wasn't really expecting this. But what was her intention of coming to the studio? This is my thing about Latavia. Latavia has said to the R&B divas that she's not ready to be a singing artist. She's not a lead artist. She's not a lead singer, and she doesn't know if she's ready. She's not comfortable. For me, I can understand where she's coming from, because if you look back at what she's been through, to be a part of Destiny's Child, which was pretty, next to probably TLC, that was the biggest group, okay? And then for you to find out that you've been replaced by watching MTV and seeing the Say My Name video on MTV, to figure out that you've been kicked out of the group, and then you go through this whole rigmarole. She's won 2 Grammys, and I was doing some reading, and when Latavia and Latoya was going through the whole breakup, that's when The Writing on the Wall was this huge hit. They were nominated, they wrote songs, and they were told that if they were if they win and their name was called, that they could not go up and accept the award. Michelle Williams and Beyonce and Kelly went up to accept awards, and Michelle didn't have anything to do with it. And then Beyonce becomes to be the biggest singer in the world. I would feel a particular way about that. Yes, it's 13 years. Yes, she should get over it, but I don't give a damn. 13
She's
years.
not gonna get her
and
40 acres and a mule.
Listen, I'm just
Sorry, baby.
I'm just saying that I can see why she may not want to sing or why she feels a certain way. Now, I do agree that she should not be on the show if you're not going to sing, but she said that she doesn't want to sing. I think that people should stop trying to pressure her to sing. She said she would do the R&B Divas the one night, and she'll sit in the audience, she'll pass out fans, she'll do what she want to do, accept it, and move on. But I'm just saying that you have to understand where she's coming from a little bit. How would you feel if y'all was in a group with Beyonce and she the biggest?
I would say for all that weight, and I do understand, and of course I empathize with her on those aspects, but at the same time, what artist has been exposed to a major group like that? What person has had the kind of people you can draw to from having that career foundation?
She's been blacklisted.
Well, yeah, but now
you know what? I just want to say this. LaToya went through the same damn thing, and she somehow made her way. She has her own solo stuff. She's done a movie. She's
she's acting.
Yes, I'm saying she's done a movie. She's come out with her own solo stuff. She's moved on and moved up. She's been on other reality shows, still doing her making a guest appearance. Like, stop it. Like, it's too much. Chill out. We hear you. You don't want to sing right now. Get your shit together and come back, regroup, or get off the show. Because honestly, it's not like it's just her. This has happened to another female in the same group with the exact same situation who's dusted themselves off and kept it effing moving.
Yeah, everybody goes through something.
I can't take the oh my God. I can't take the victim role, but so much.
Y'all cold.
I'm
It's
real.
the truth.
I mean, I guess I'm cold too, because I at the end of the day, I'm one of those people that it's like I've seen the victim card be pulled so much in my life, and I refuse, because I intend to be a very successful person. And when you have those intentions to be successful, you don't play the victim role. You just don't successful people don't understand victims. And so that's where my block comes with her, because I'm like, okay, maybe you don't want to sing, but at least own what you are doing, and maybe open up to getting more help towards that goal of being a singer. Or like you said, bow out of the show and say, maybe this isn't for me, because
there's somebody who could do some good.
And you're going to be honest with
someone
yourself.
Who wants your spot.
Now, on the serious side, I think Latavia was probably clear from the jump to TV One and to the Think Factory that I'm not really trying to do this whole singing thing. I feel like TV One used her to put her out there to cause conflict and drama.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was a part of Destiny's Child, people are going to know who she was. And, Nikki and Faith were gone, so they needed some young blood in there, which is why they have Mila and Latavia in there in the first place. So I really blame TV One for this, because they knew damn well that girl was not going to want to sing.
Right.
And
no, that's true.
And so now it is
For shame.
Damn you, TV
so
One.
I blame TV One, but I don't think she's playing the victim, because she said several times she does not want to sing. Yeah, when she's put on the spot, she may lie a little bit, but she's already said, I don't want to sing, I'm not comfortable. So how many times does she have to say it?
And for that, I would say there has to be some other element. She maybe it won't be the singing part, but there has to be some element where she could contribute to the group, to where the girls won't be so much on her back, because it just seems like all she does is wait for them to put her in the corner, say oh, no, start crying, and then go back to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like when they come together and have those conversations. I feel like that's going to come up again, obviously, because you're in a group with amazing, divas that probably thrive off of this opportunity to be back, in the forefront and kind of get their careers restarted or continue on in their careers. So it's like, yeah, when you're in a group with all them and you're claiming that you don't want to sing, don't be surprised if that subject comes up quite often until you're either off the show or ready to sing, because isn't that what this is kind of about as far as R&B divas?
Okay, I'm going to jump back on your side. you didn't learn the first time when your ass got put out the group to go about a certain way to stand up for yourself. She needs to stand up to these girls, and she definitely needs to stand up to Andy Stone. All right, I'm done with Latavia.
She jelly.
No, I think if she's gonna, be that adamant about it, then, be adamant about it, and really just let them know, because then I think that executives and producers and people will be like, okay, she really don't want to sing, let's find somebody else.
Yeah, seriously.
Because that's where the cohesion of the show
money can't
comes
be that
along.
good to be on the show.
And we have to let you guys know something as well. Speaking of our executives, we have something to play for you. So let's go to the little clip.
Hey guys, Maria Menounos here, and I want to share my newest book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, with you. Basically, every woman always stops me and asks me how I lost 40 pounds. So I decided to put it all in one book. Everything I did to lose 40 pounds step by step, and how you can too, is in here. I did it with no time, no money, and no willpower, and now I'm going to show you how to do it too. You can pre-order it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, wherever books are sold, and it's out June 3rd. So I hope you guys love it. I hope it helps you in your weight loss journey, and please, please tweet me and update me on your progress at Maria Menounos. Thanks.
Okay, and we're back. So now Mila and her 4.5-year-old son Zachariah has autism, and so she took him to therapy, and she was just saying how difficult it can be to, for her and her son to be in the refrigerator and to ask what he wants, and he can't really, express what it is that he wants. So that has to be a terrible, a very trying thing for a parent to go through. I've dealt with that, teaching, working with kids who are who has that, and God bless them.
I think is more terrifying because it's one of those situations where you see a young kid and if you see the process of his mind not working adequately, it gets you nervous because even normal quote unquote regular people have a hard time living in this world. So to have something that you feel like he's stuck on, I'm glad that they're taking the initiative to try to do the best that they can. It's not something that they had any control over, of course, but at the same time it can be. I actually really empathize with her because that is scary. I can imagine if I get stuck and can figure out the words to say, and if that doesn't get any better, could be some real hurdles.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of kids with autism these days than years ago, and so there's more like celebrities like Toni Braxton and just other parents who are taking their
Jenny McCarthy, I believe.
They're taking a lot of strides with the autism thing now. So I feel like she'll get through it, and I know she started her nonprofit, and there's a ton of other people and young mothers who are seeing young kids with autism now these days. So I feel like there is more of a support group than she might think or know as of now. But I feel like it's tough for any child and any parent who has to deal with a kid who has autism.
What I thought was cool was when Mila went to Kiki's house. Kiki has 2,500 kids.
I just saw a bunch of babies running around, and I said, "Oh no!"
That's so funny.
So Mila brought her son over to play with the kids, and they seem to have a great time, as kids do. But then Kiki and Mila had this nice, interesting conversation that
very interesting.
Very interesting. Mila and Musiq Soulchild, her
baby daddy,
baby's father.
There you go.
Baby's father.
Who that is?
They still live together. They still live together, and he's actually still taking care of her, although he's not obligated. But they live together, and they're one happy family, just not in a relationship together. As far as co-parenting, it appears that way. But the sad thing for her is she has people on social media that comes up to her all the time and discusses how they're so happy that she and Musiq is together, yet she just kind of has to thank you, girl,
smile through it.
And Kiki says she dealt with that as well with her first husband. What do you guys think about her living situation with Musiq Soulchild?
Well, I think it's as far as the well-being of little Zachariah, I think that they're doing probably the best thing right now, I guess, maybe through these stages of finding out, where he is, and how much, growth he's going to have, in this 3, 4, 5 years old. I think they're trying to keep that foundation and keep him with some normalcy as much as he can get. And so if they're doing it for those reasons, then, hats off to you for putting, your child first. Although I'm questioning, because of the fact that music is also taking care of Mila and her, private things, I guess, in her life, whether does that cross those boundaries? Does that necessarily need to happen? I understand them, being cohesively on the same page, the foundation of having that for the child, but then when it's just about you and, keeping you, hair did, nails done, everything done, is that necessary?
Hell
and
that's the mother of his child. Get your life. One, number two.
I'm all for my independent women.
It's very common though. There's a lot. I mean, it's unfortunate, I believe, but I feel like it's very common for there to be co-parenting and the couple is not a couple anymore. But that at the
living together though.
Yes, you know how many fathers? I mean, I know some people that they live. I mean, it might not be in the same bed, but they're in the same house. There's that couch.
That's the first time I heard of that.
Yeah,
if it ain't working, it ain't working.
Yeah.
But I would say this. Kudos to my man Music for being a stand-up guy. I think the hardest thing for her to deal with is that she has a good man in the house and it just ain't working. Which, just because y'all could get along don't mean y'all supposed to necessarily be together. So, we don't know the ins and outs of that relationship or what happened to put it in that particular interesting makeup. But at the same time, it's good that you can tell the son isn't affected by them not being together, and they're doing adequate stuff to at least have some sort of household, whether they're together or not. Although I don't see myself paying for my baby mama if we're not together. He's better than I am.
That's that good child support. Where do you think that's going to?
Well, if she in the house is going to the kid, I'm gonna watch every dollar.
Yeah. A couple things.
Just got real.
Mila said that they're not having sex, but they do sometimes. They do sleep in the same bed. Then, when she mentioned that, I thought it was very funny when Mila cussed and she told the kids, "Earmuff sugar." I thought that was funny. But me personally,
anytime anyone says earmuffs, it's funny to me. Go ahead.
Me personally, I think Mila's broke.
Well, I mean, the signs point in the direction.
I don't believe she wrote majority of the songs for 702. She's not an original member. She came at the height of their popularity, and the group only had, I think, maybe 1 or 2 popular albums. After that, then she tried to be a solo artist managed by Faith. That didn't work out. Then she started singing backup for Faith and Macy Gray. So, I think she's broke.
Yeah,
and I think that
I concur.
I think that Music. I think
he got suckered. You trying to say that?
No, I don't think he. I don't think he got suckered because they've been together for a very well. They were together for a long time. I mean, hey, if you like it, I love it. If he wants to take care of his child and his baby's mom, then
that's how it should be.
More blessings to you.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
And he's, I'm assuming he must be single.
Go ahead.
You think it should be?
I think that any man who has a mother of his child, he should be taken care of. It's just like if someone was married and divorced and they get that money to get taken care of them, that alimony, it should be that way.
Okay. I do not agree. I don't want to argue, but I won't agree.
It should, like the mother of your child. There's no question. It's just like if you were married and you got divorced, you're accustomed to the lifestyle that you've been given.
But they weren't married. They weren't married, but they haven't been married before.
And that doesn't entitle you to money.
But I don't want to get into a big, I don't want to get into a big thing about this. All I'm saying is this: they are both able-bodied working
That's
adults.
True. That's
exactly. So,
but okay, I will say this, and let me say one thing.
Ahead.
I feel like there was a day where the times have just changed so much. There was a day where the woman was just supposed to take care of your child, whether y'all are married or not. As the mother of your child, her only responsibility is to be a nurturer. Today, we've changed so much in our gender roles that it's been messed up to a degree of like, you grown, you work, you could figure it out. And it's like, no, like honestly, if she wanted to take the next 4 years to just be a mom, he should be taking care of her financially so she can just be a mom to a child who's autistic. We're now in a culture so much of it's independent. You're an independent woman, I'm an independent man, you got yours and I got mine. It shouldn't be that way when it comes to I have a child. Like really women, our job is to be a parent, to be a mom. The man, no matter if we're together or not, needs to be out there getting that money for me to be able to just be a great mother. And even if they're not a husband and wife, if she's not working, there's things that she should be making sure is good for him just because he's a provider. And these are roles in general that we need to step into and realize, even though it's not the 40s or the 50s anymore, it's like we've become so detached from what I feel our roles naturally should be. So yes, if she don't feel like working and all she wants to do is be a mom, he needs to take his ass out there and work for her and that child, because that's what a man should do, whether they're married or not married, or together or not together. That's a mother, his child.
I'll just say this. There's pros and cons to that, because there's pros and cons to that, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have the great women that we have, like Dr. Maya Angelou, who just passed. We wouldn't have Oprah Winfrey. There are so many women who are capable of doing the jobs that men do. So why shouldn't they not do it? But we can go. So that's that.
Because I don't agree.
But that's that. But in that conversation, Mila asked if Kiki would perform at her charity event. And Kiki said, I will perform as long as you can provide a band.
Which is very reasonable.
Yeah.
I think that's very reasonable.
Again, with the hookup for the homies and how you present it to me and how the package is. I mean, it's one thing to do a favor, and it's another thing to respect the person you're asking the favor of, you know what I'm saying, and put them in a situation where it's easy to do the favor. I think I had no problem with that. I think that those type of replies would, been better, even though they're trying to get the homie hookups from each other, like with doing shows or whatever. Okay, I'll do this if you have this and this together, so I know it's professional. No problem. I got you.
I concur.
Totally. And I think that's because Kiki's experiences from the other past seasons where they're thrown into something and then it looks like a mess.
Right. And then they have the backlash to deal with it afterwards.
Yeah. And then so Selena was in the studio again, and she was working on a couple of weeks ago. Wayne Williams said she needed to have more songs so that she could present, and so she's come up with, I think, six or seven songs. And one of the songs was called what was the song? The song was called something with the Brat. It was called
I don't know, but it was cool.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I did too.
Well, yeah, I thought the few songs she came up with were really good.
I liked the first one she did. The one with Brat, I didn't particularly like.
I didn't like Brat's verse, but
I like the Brat.
Right? I haven't seen her in a while. It was surprising. I was like, whoa, blast in the past.
Yeah. You said what?
I thought she was in jail.
Yeah, she hit my friend with a bottle across the face.
Wowzers. Well, she's back apparently.
And she had some things to say about the whole Latavia situation, which I think we all
the same. I think once you get into the industry, it is respectively a beast, and it should be. There's a difference between amateurs and professionals, and even from those professionals to superstars. And I think the way you critique and look at things and come with constructive criticism, it should be harsh, it should be direct, and it should be like, well, what's really good? You gotta stand on your own too, and be accountable for your side of your success as well as whatever opportunities are out there for you.
So the Divas rehearsal, Kiki's manager comes in and she reveals that
Divas rehearsal. Sorry, they didn't really rehearse.
Right.
But non-rehearsal.
But they were going over songs.
The Gathering.
They were going over songs like who's gonna do what, if you're gonna do a cover, what tempo is gonna be. And Latavia said she was torn and that she's not ready. Are we shocked? No.
But did she say Jesus talked?
God, yeah, thank you.
When the Lord stepped in, and I was like, you have reached the plateau.
Because you look like you're just like, oh, y'all trying to play her. But come on.
I'm one who, right is right, wrong is wrong. I could jump on both sides.
Okay.
What annoys me about people is when they try to throw in the religion
to try to get you not to say nothing.
Talk to me.
Yeah, they try to use religion to convince people what
they feel is right.
What they feel is right.
Yeah, totally.
Latavia, God ain't spoke to you. You do not want to sing.
That was your nerves
So just
and your
say,
fear.
Just say
talking
you
to
don't want to sing.
Right.
But again, going back to the other side, I'm Team Latavia now. There are some things that probably happened to that child when she was with Destiny's Child and the management. There's some things that if she reveals it or write a book, well, actually I don't think she can't, because I think when they got the settlement, they were banned from ever singing Destiny's Child songs. And I just
all
think,
kind of shadiness.
I just think that it messed with her mind, which is why she had the drinking problem.
I concur.
So poor thing. So anyway,
He's a therapist.
so Kiki's manager Tara comes and tells the women that they're actually not nominated due to the new new rules, that you have to be a part of. When you're contributing to the album, it's whoever does 51% of it. And obviously Faith is the one that did 51%, so therefore she was nominated.
Just enough.
But Selena said this: Faith was a part of the committee and she knew the rules, and therefore she should inform the girls.
Yeah,
Now,
totally. That shouldn't have been
That
a
stuck
surprise to
out.
them.
Faith Evans, I hate to say this, but I tense some shadiness from you with these girls.
Well, we can tell. Well, the fact that her and Nikki aren't on the show anymore, and they were road dogs, and it's like them and then them. You know, so I feel like she already knew what it was. That's why she was like, "Oh, you know, if you get your tickets, you could come." But you know, like she knew what the deal was, and those aren't her friends obviously anymore due to the fact that there was a split. So, you know,
I feel like she
I don't
just
expect more.
should have kept it real with them, and
wouldn't have been
from
such a
the
big deal.
jump.
she did keep it real. She was like, "Listen, I'm nominated. You're not. You can walk the carpet with me, but you got to buy your own tickets." That's as real and raw as it gets. It's
I meant
effed
real.
up.
I meant real as
She
in
did-
you're not nominated.
Yeah.
I am, and you're probably.
Didn't she say that? No,
she
She beat it around the bush.
She said-
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Just
she-
keep
yeah.
it real.
Okay.
Like
She
keep
beat
it
around the
gonna.
bush.
Just tell them flat out,
Yeah,
like
okay.
y'all are.
She didn't give him no
not.
false hope though. I don't say that.
Yeah.
She didn't give him false hope, but
Okay.
she didn't like. It was one of them situations where you know them girls are glossy eyed. You know they just like, oh my god, I finally got a chance.
Yeah,
the only
yeah,
one who had a Grammy nomination really between them is Latavia.
No,
That's
and she
terrible.
had
Two.
Wait,
Girl got
Latavia-
two.
and don't want to sing. Ain't
She's-
that a damn shame?
Out of all the divas-
She
Kiki
was
could
like,
sing
it's
her
my
under the
turn.
water and ain't got no damn Grammy nomination. That's crazy.
right on
Two
Latavia.
birds.
Yeah.
Next.
Let's go to the wedding dress fittings.
Yeah.
So all of the girls except for Angie, because Angie was out of town, they went with Monifa to try on the dresses. But let's also backpedal. Monifa and Therese had this whole thing about who was gonna invite who, and this is also what threw me off because Therese is bossy. Therese says that, you know, we want to make sure that the energy on all the people that are coming to the wedding is right. I get that you don't want any Debbie Downers, you don't want any negative Nancy's coming to
I got enough
to
to
the
deal
wedding.
with type
But
shit.
when Monifa questioned her about, well, who's on your list? Don't worry, my list is already taken care of. She's bossy to me, and I just don't think they married, me personally.
I mean, I felt like that was a little harsh when she was like, you know, no, my people are, you know,
My people are good.
Basically, I'm worried about your people. Like, well, hold on a second now. Let's sift through every one of the people you invite and make sure they're going to have good energy. Just because you assume that my diva friends are going to be all, you know, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be there and supportive. I'm not saying I'm just playing devil's advocate with it, but I just feel like the way Therese did kind of approach that with Monifa, like, well, my people are good. We got to worry about yours. It's kind of like,
It's that industry
Only
thing.
reason why I say she probably felt that way because Therese comes off as one of those women who you kind of knew she was the way she is early on and probably grew up with her family. Like, you ain't said it yet, but we already know. So I think she just knew her people are in check because she seems like, you know.
or maybe like you said, because it's
masculine
industry
energy.
people.
She got that in her. Like she looked like she had like her daddy because her mama had that energy burst out of her, and that did not seem very Therese like.
Yeah. No, but yeah, like you're saying too, it's like industry people. So that Therese
Yeah.
probably, in a sense, just meant like, I know how
Flaky.
the industry people can you know, and because of the show, I mean, you know,
I think she should have simply said, she should have questioned the whole Kiki thing because Kiki's the only one who has a bad energy. So
But
I
she's
would
the type of person to push it too. So I thought that was a good thing to bring up for them based off of how volatile things have gotten around the women. I mean, honestly, who needs that at a wedding? You know, especially where they're coming from. They got enough stuff to try to plan and figure out that the last thing they need to worry about is who's actually at the venue.
Now, what did you ladies think about the dresses?
They were alright. There was nothing special to me. Like, it didn't fit her form. For me, when I wear clothes, it's all about the fit, and I don't think they did that much. And she had that tummy tuck or lipo.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I feel like there might have been a more flattering look for her.
She might still be swollen too.
Spandex.
But yeah, you know, throw on them Spanx, Mo, and just keep it pushing.
Yeah, get a
And,
flowy
you know,
dress. I don't know. I wasn't feeling them. Just
Yeah, but she you know, said she wanted the mermaid with the thing, and I was like, well, mermaids aren't for everybody.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, if they can find the right material, the right, like, you know, rouging and sequencing, then it could work. But I just don't think the ones that they showed, you know, for the show were in particularly that flattering.
And Mila wants to know, are we invited? Where we're here with you shopping for dresses, are we invited?
Because
Yeah,
that's a
that's
big
crazy.
slap in the face.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey,
I
bro.
would have been like,
If
really,
you said
girl?
no, I would have been like, bye.
Bye, I gotta go. I got lunch
Really?
plans.
Do you think that Monifa said that they're invited just to make the situation better? Because
Yes.
she was very hesitant about it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That-
I think
that
she
was
felt
smart.
That
I mean,
it
she
needed to
really should have
happen.
made the decision before she brought him into that situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
For
at
the
that
sake
point,
of the
it's like,
show.
But I think for the
show.
sake of the show, I feel like they were definitely going to be invited anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's just me being like,
Yeah,
you know,
for the
very
sake of the
obvious.
show.
But I was
Especially-
like, oh, this
yeah.
whole build up of am I going to invite the girls? Are they going to?
Yeah, that was
No, they're
stupid.
probably going to be there because it's R&B divas, and you guys are all on the show.
Yeah,
So.
and if it's taped and if it's an actual
You're talking
wedding,
about
Yes.
then
We'll
Exactly.
see.
If it's an actual
if it's an
wedding.
actual wedding. So now let's go into Mila's event. So Mila has put together this event for autism, and she asked for Kiki to sing. The other divas didn't apparently want to go up. Now, what I found to be interesting about this, Musiq Soulchild was an MC. He performed. Q who was it? Q from 112 and Ronnie DeVoe from BBD all performed, and they made it seem as if there was crickets. Everybody was bored. What did you guys think about the event?
I thought it was good. They just, you know, it's TV. They gotta cut it a certain way.
that
to make
editing.
You think. Yeah, it's the editing. I knew it was good, and people were probably turned up. But you gotta.
but
make
even
it
if
seem
it
a
wasn't,
little-
I mean, it was a charity.
was-
event
that's
for
what I'm saying, it's like a
autism. So I was like,
charity.
how happy and excited should we be right now? It should be like a sense of awareness and focus in the room.
Yeah.
So
that
I was
too.
like, I don't know what songs they were performing. Maybe they were just songs that are more turned up. But if it was anything that was geared to push you in the giving heart move, I would imagine the performances were very touching.
Yeah, the
or
tone wasn't
endearing.
going to be
Nobody
like
wanna-
Angie's birthday party. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a different
It's a
kind of
little different.
tone. But
What did you think?
I thought the event was okay, except for the fact that the sound suck.
Yeah.
The sound suck.
They had Kiki up there looking crazy.
I don't believe. You can't tell me when that poison come on that you don't just want to do something.
crazy.
I don't believe that those people were just bored when BBD's poison came on. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
I think that
was
was
just the
I
editing.
think that was a little rigged. What I thought was funny was when the MC was like, you know, hey, we got the R&B divas here, and she said, you guys cannot watch all this good singing and not want to get up and do something. Monifa looked with her drink in her hand. She said, she said, I sure can.
I love that.
All the ladies did seem bored. They were sitting there, they were chewing gum. They all seemed bored, like they didn't want to be there. Do you think that they were throwing Mila shade, or what do you guys think?
I think it's cutting and editing again. They always want to make it seem like something else than what it is.
Yeah, I
So-
can't imagine that those, you know, all those people, and especially the divas, would have been there bored. I mean, it's for a good cause. It's
Yeah.
for a charity. It's for, you know, a 4.5-year-old, you know, kid.
boy.
You know what I mean? Or it stems from him. So it's like, of course they're not, you know, bored and being negative. It's probably just the way they chose to cut it to make it seem like, because that point
More
where Mila was like,
interesting.
all right, I got to get up, or I got to do something. This is, it just, it added to it, but at the same time, I really think that a lot of it was the editing.
Well, then Corey calls up for Kiki to come and sing. The keyboard wasn't plugged in, and Kiki did what she did, and I thought it was very funny. She said they will call a blank up when I gotta pee.
I gotta pee.
But I have to say,
Interesting.
She did her thing.
she started off a cappella. She sung "When I See Jesus." Oh my goodness.
She sang.
She tore the building down, and then when she was singing, and then she broke down in tenor when she did the "I Will Gain Eternal Life." Oh, I played that thing like 10 times last night. She took me in.
I hear that.
Shut that thing down.
She took what?
Her voice
Alfred?
is amazing, though.
Yeah, it's
regardless.
like she's the epitome currently right now of what the show should be.
Yeah,
She's
she's
quirky,
underrated.
she's exciting.
I love her facials,
I would probably
by the
wouldn't
way.
want to be within her close proximity for too long because of how extra she is. But at the same time, like when she gets there on stage, you know why she's on the show. And I mean, for most of the ladies, you do, but not enough. Like it's when the drop of a dime, or even if she wants to or doesn't want to, there's just this aura that all of a sudden turns on and flames on way bigger than any of the other ladies.
And I like the fact that when she does gets up and do it, although she probably didn't want to do it, she put her feelings aside. I think she was looking at the musician a couple times, giving them signs. But when she sings, she sings. What I also thought was cool, and then we'll wrap up, is after it was over, and obviously it was like party turn up time, then All Falls Down starts playing, and then Angie Stone, now I give it to
Mother
Angie.
hen.
Mother Stone was like, oh, I got to get some of this. She gets up on the mic and she starts rapping. Selena still had an attitude, didn't want to sing like Selena. Really?
Right.
But
They turned it out.
but
That's it.
She
They
got on
turned
the
it
mic.
out.
She turned it out. It was a great event.
Yeah.
It was a good. It turned out
definitely a
good.
great ending to that. At least if that was the ending of the event, that was great. Like
Yeah,
get
it
up
was cool.
there, Angie. Brought it home.
Let's go quickly into predictions before we wrap.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, we'll start with you, Chloe. Go ahead.
I predict that Latavia is still gonna play the victim next week. Boom, there you go. y'all know I'm right.
Alfred?
I predict that we won't get a song out of her all the way through to the finale.
Hey.
I mean, I hate to predict on piggybacking on that, but I really predict that she's going to push her acting thing and maybe push her way out of the show.
I don't think she's going to push her way out of the show, but I do think that she will eventually get up and sing something for the finale, for the one night only. But Selena has this tour with Angie, and Angie winds up canceling a tour and going on the European tour by herself. So
Crazy.
That's gonna ruffle some feathers.
and I think Angie's gonna really get called out on her BS. So I'm really excited
that's
about
totally
that.
unlike
yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Well.
Seemed a little out of
Let's
character.
wait and see, y'all.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. But you guys, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Let's let everyone know where you could be found on social media.
Hey guys, I'm Chloe Onyx. You can find me on Instagram at Chloe Onyx and on Twitter at Chloe Onyx11.
You can find me on Twitter at All Eyes on Black, Alfred Nolan Thompson II.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at I'm Taisha Monique and Facebook Taisha Monique.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Bam Erickson. And also, tomorrow night, they will re-air the episode of the new drama, Gang Related. I play the role of Clay Jefferson. It airs tomorrow night on Fox at 8 p.m. So we want to thank you guys for watching. We want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace and
From
love.
executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.